Informed, non-inflamed. Politics.
What a garbage show our politics has become. What does it mean? Don't worry. The future is actually looking good. And all this chaos is leading to something, but you need to wake up. Hi, everyone. John Daly here with some Informed, Non-Inflamed. There is a solution that people are beginning to take notice of. I'll tell you all about it in a bit, and I have an assignment for you for the weekend. The garbage we have to watch on the news from Washington is head-shaking. You can blame the president, the Republicans, and the Democrats for the ridiculousness and the lack of action in Washington, D.C. that will affect our lives. The biggest blame, however, is on the American people because we allowed this to happen. We are a sports and entertainment addicted society, so we turn to media that makes us feel better. As a result, we do not look at the real underlying problems. So how can we expect our leaders to do the same? There are two real major problems facing the United States today. The first is we are an aging society. We are doling out tax dollars in a socialistic way to an aging group of citizens who do nothing in return. Sure, they paid into Medicare, but they only paid in about 1/3 or half of what they will use. Taxpayers are forced to pay the rest. The second problem is technology. Technology is reducing jobs and salaries. Yes, you can see that the economy seems fairly strong with low unemployment, but too many Americans are struggling financially. The majority of Americans are really one financial crisis away from bankruptcy. Our healthcare is set up to help only a few. It is also set up to create sickness so that the healthcare industry can make bigger profits. If our lawmakers really cared about us, they would demand that preventative care would be at the top of the list. It's not, because the sick person with a lifetime of treatment creates more profits. Our trade war with China is going to probably wipe out whatever tax cut gains we had gotten from Trump. As a country, we are not long-range thinking. China is. China does not rely on our exports. China is paying a lot of our debt. That could stop, and our interest rates could go through the roof. Now, I'm not saying Trump is wrong to challenge China on trade, but he is clearly going about it the wrong way. I don't knock anyone for voting for President Trump. However, if you cannot see the damage he has done, I've got a problem with you. I heard people tell me, let him do his job. But a comedian did a bit on Trump, likening him to a horse in a hospital. It made sense. He doesn't belong there because he doesn't understand the mechanisms of government. Hey, I'm smart and well-read, but would you want me running your company? Probably not. Yes, we wanted change. Yes, we didn't trust Hillary Clinton because she was part of the elite that got us into the trouble most Americans see themselves in. But ask yourself, would you work for Donald Trump? Or would you hire him to be your CEO? Infrastructure should be a major initiative for the United States. We are way behind other countries, including China. I've been to Hong Kong. I have seen what they are doing there, and we are not doing it. So as you can see, the real problems we're facing are not being addressed by anybody. Remember, they all have special interest money that wants to keep the status quo. But that is beginning to change. I am noticing a lot of companies are now bypassing our lawmakers and moving ahead with the blockchain. Even CNBC is pushing companies to look at it. Okay, here's your assignment. I will post a link to a TED Talk about what the blockchain is. Many of you just think the blockchain is all about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. It is not. This is a computer algorithm that will allow businesses to run efficiently, create secure contracts, allow you to control your information while giving you security in financial transactions as well as privacy. Again, listen to this TED Talk. This is the solution to income inequality. It will also create many new home-based businesses for individuals. What it does is it cuts out government and the middleman, which both take a big cut of your profits and add to your expenses. Here's what's interesting. This chaos in Washington, D.C. now is driving more people to the blockchain. As our debt grows, the government will be shackled. The government will do less. In some cases, that's good. At the same time, too, government needs to do its job the way our bosses and our managers allow us to do our jobs as well. More people and more businesses will leave the US dollar behind that will have to be devalued soon. They will instead go to a currency and a software they control. Imagine a technology that allows you to control your data and information and not Facebook, Twitter, or Google. Imagine this, a ride-sharing company that is owned by the drivers and not by Lyft and Uber, who take a cut from the drivers. Imagine this, you won't need a lawyer anymore because the blockchain will do the contracts for you. And think about this. This could create technology that allows you to vote securely without anybody hacking it. Here's another part of your assignment. Read these 2 books. The first is called Life After Google by George Gilder. He shows you what the world will be like in a couple of years. The other is The Truth Machine by Michael Casey and Paul Vigna. They lay out how the blockchain will infiltrate our lives in a much better way. Are there some downsides? Sure. We've seen criminals use the blockchain and Bitcoin to hide themselves. However, those instances are few and far between. You don't agree with me? Well, then read those books and watch the TED Talk. If you have good, credible, opposing information, then let me know. I have not seen much that deters this trend. Remember, I was the guy who predicted shale oil would change our economy back in 2004. People laughed at me then. And 14 months before Donald Trump became president, I predicted it. They laughed at me then too. Also, I would also look at these video podcasts. They're on YouTube. The first is FUD TV. That is FUD TV. The second one is Altcoin Daily. ALTCOIN Daily, DAILY. These guys are crypto investors. I would listen to them, but don't make any investment decisions solely based on them. Still, they provide a lot of insight of what is going on. This is a whole new world you need to explore. Because if all you're watching is cable news, you will be blindsided. All you are seeing are politicians owned by special interest that are trying to stop the progress that is keeping too many Americans enslaved in a 21st century way. Time to wake up, folks, and get ahead of things. That's informed, not inflamed.
For more on John Daly, go to informednotinflamed.com.